Welcome to the next big thing in professional wrestling podcasting. This is Raw Is Gibby with your host, Zachary Gibby. Welcome to the special edition of the Raw Is Gibby podcast. Coming at you from parts unknown, it's Zach the Gibby, and I thank you for tuning in. This video is a special thank you video to the 100 people who followed the Raw Is Gibby podcast on Twitter. So to celebrate that, I'm going to give a shout out to every single person that followed the Raw Is Gibby podcast. Yes, every 100 people. So if you follow the podcast after 100, don't worry. I'll give you guys a shout out on the next episode of Raw Is Gibby. And if you haven't followed yet at all and you want a shout out, quickly follow me before Wednesday, May 7th at 6:30. That's my cutoff date before I have to record the show. But anyways, here are the list of the people following the Raw Is Gibby Twitter page. And I, again, just thank you so much for following the podcast. Keep supporting the podcast. So the first person is at Steven_Buke, at Ring General, at WWE_fanpage_WWE. Great supporter he is. Just a great supporter of the podcast. At Wrestling Fan Number 1. At Corona P Gaming. You can definitely check out his YouTube channel for the latest gaming videos. Great stuff he has on his channel. At Jordan Roberts Running Back. This was surprising. Jordan Roberts is the running back for the Ottawa Red Blacks, and I really thank him so much for following the podcast. So thank you so much, Mr. Roberts, and I hope to see you soon. Represent our nation. Next we have at Moran_Mo, sorry. Then we have at DragonGoat7. And then we have at IW Database. Wrestling database, very good database, I like it. At the Phasa25, at Rochelle Sohel, at WWE_LCM. This is Lee Morgan, host of a WWE based podcast, ATB Wrestling. Great podcast. Definitely go check her videos out. At PW Mania, first pro wrestling website to follow me on the Raw Is Gibby podcast. Thank you so much. Truly an honor to have some wrestling websites following me. At Brooker Eddie, at BW Hobbs, thank you so much. At BYGH, thank you. At Kayfabe Peter, at Mr. Robin Mitchell, at WWE Pixie, at MCNM1981, thank you so much. At Over the Top Rope _ thank you for following. At Pro Wrestling Nation, the Pro Wrestling Nation podcast follow me. I thank them for that, and I'm really also like their podcast too. So definitely support my podcast and his podcast too. Great podcast. At WWE_fangirl, thank you. At Pro Wrestling Mag, first Pro Wrestling magazine to follow me, thank you. At Cam_Sokalski, thank you so much for following. At Dangles, thank you for following. At Gwenny Girl, thank you. At Stark_Remarks, very funny channel. Definitely go check their stuff out. Good opinions there on that channel too. At Team Joy Valencia. At TNA Asylum, thank you for following me. At Janine Jacobson. At Ivan Thuvany, at Del Willens, at Fifi's_WWE_blog. I'm sorry if I said that wrong, but definitely go follow her for tweets and blogs. At Ronnie Arkham, thank you. At Katine Nout, thank you. At Jumping Nothing, thank you for following. At Brandy Grinstay, thank you. At Felipe Chrisma, thank you. At Pro Wrestling LOL, thank you so much for following. At Cheryl Threffa, I'm sorry if I said that name wrong, but thank you for following. At Wrestling News Co., thank you so much for following. Second website to follow. At Nathaniel Proom, thank you for following. At Matt Turmoil, he's just started a podcast recently too. Definitely go check him out. he follows back, so don't worry. At Blondell Newber, thank you for following. At I am Stu Savage, thank you for following. At Jessica Esterbro, thank you. At Kit Kinsman, thank you. At Wade Rollin, thank you so much for following. At Miss_FunSize89, thank you for following. At Daisy Norwich, thank you. At Marlene Nikogos, thank you so much. At Matt Technique 23 Pro Wrestling Nation, great stuff there too. At Ariana Hamlet, thank you. At Therese Pamplin, thank you for following. At Theodora Leopard, thank you. At All Wrestling News, another website, thank you for following. At Syed Ak 101, thank you so much for following. At Pro Wrest Only, thank you for following. Message board for the ridiculously devoted wrestling fans, thank you so much. At G18 Aiden, thank you so much for following. At WWE Followback, thank you for following. At WWE Retweeting, thank you for following. At WWE Wrestling Guy, thank you for following. At Wrestling_LOL, thank you for following. Your great area for wrestling humor photos and memes, very good. At WWE_fans_girl, thank you for following. At Marisol Pinnels, thank you for following. And the first YouTube personality to follow me, at Tom Cushney, followed me, which was a little surprising. So I thank you, Tom, for following, and I hope you do well on your YouTube channel. At Wasim Ahmed 89, thank you for following. At Tanu Field, thank you for following me. At FigureFans323, thank you for following. At Calling Spots, thank you for following. At Wrestling Opinions, Wrestling Opinions, obviously, thank you for following. At WWE Icony, thank you for following. At the Paul Hyman Guy, because he forgot the E, thank you for following. At WWE Fan Connect, thank you for following. At Addicted to Paige, thank you for following me. At Haters Love Me 007, thank you for following me as well. At Brian Punkhardy 2, thank you so much for following me. At Awesome Sarawak, thank you for following me. At Brahma Brawler, thank you also for following me. At WWE Ads, with a Z at the end, thank you so much for following me. At X Lovably Evil AJ, thank you for following me. At HC Wrestling News, thank you for following me. At James Woo FC Jones, James WH UFC Jones. Sorry about that. But definitely thank you for following me. At Power Stranger 85, thank you for following me. He retweets and favorites a lot of my content that I put on Twitter, so thank you so much for that, supporting the podcast. At Craig_O'Driscoll, thank you for following me. At Ms. Tara WWE, thank you for following me. At NoDQ.com, thank you for following me. Another big wrestling site for a follow. Thank you so much. At Demi_Mars, thank you for following me. At Craig B WWE1, thank you for following me. At iFistGood, thank you for following me. Sorry if I said that wrong. At John Green 14, thank you for following me. At Big Time WWE Fan 95, thank you for following me. At Jonathan Dean 71, thank you for following me. At Beeman Jonathan, thank you for following me. At Albert Angle Fan, thank you for following me. At Connor_Agger, thank you for following me. And the first wrestling promotion to follow me, this happened as I'm recording today. NWA Smoky Mountain Wrestling followed me. That was really cool. So I thank you so much, Smoky Mountain, for following me, and I hope you do well on your future events. Definitely was a big fan of Smoky Mountain during the 90s, watching all the matches coming out of Smoky Mountain in the 90s. At the Incarnate Beast, thank you for following me. And last but not least, at _Mr. 420 _. Thank you so much for following me. And again, guys, thank you so much for following me on Twitter. Hoping for another 100 followers to come. So thank you so much. If you are not followed to the Raw Is Gibby podcast and you want a shout out, quickly follow the Raw Is Gibby Twitter page by Wednesday at 6:30. That is the cutoff date before I don't accept any new Twitter followers for a shout out. Also, it doesn't limit itself to Twitter either. If you leave a like on my Facebook page, Raw Is Gibby under the same name, or if you subscribe to the Raw Is Gibby YouTube channel, I will also give you a shout out on the next episode. So hopefully that goes pretty well. So again, thank you so much for supporting the Raw Is Gibby podcast, and I hope you all have a good day. Gibby out.